Today I want to talk about me overcoming my obstacle that I didn't even realize was blocking me, which was an unwillingness to go all in on a project. It is something that I'm realizing I had been doing to myself, keeping myself from fully committing to what I was working on and fully putting my heart into it, putting enough time into it, putting the resources into it to be able to make something really great. I think it's something that I have been subconsciously doing because I'm afraid of true competition when it comes to making a video game. And even if you're not trying to sell it, just trying to get someone to play it, trying to get someone's free time to spend on your game, it is absolutely a competition. But there's different tiers of it, right? Like if you're making a game and you're selling it for free, you're giving it away for free, then you're in a different tier of competition. You're still competing with the ones, but you're kind of giving yourself an artificial advantage by saying it's a free game, so I'm not competing against people that are selling their games. I'm just competing against people that are giving away content for free. And when you're making a game that, like in my case, I was trying to make one that was only web playable or also web playable, and other games don't come web playable. So I thought, I'm giving myself an advantage and not truly competing at the same league because I'm making a web playable game. And so it doesn't matter if it's as good, I guess was the mindset. And because of that, I was handicapping myself in the capacity of what I could make in my game. It's something I realized yesterday. I was working on the start of the visual prototype that I'm developing now for the newest concept for my life sim, and specifically making a visual prototype because I wanted to make something beautiful and I wanted to have it basically audience tested of, is this an attractive enough game that you'd want to play it, before I then went in and developed the whole game. And if the answer was no, then I would iterate on the visuals instead of developing the whole game from that. Not throwing it away either, but experimenting basically. And I was needing to use a tool that was only for forward plus rendering in Godot, which is the kind that doesn't work in web. And I was like, I don't 100% need it to be using this tool. And I was trying to find alternatives, and none of them were coming out as good. And I finally just had to commit and say, I'm going to use this tool. It's Terrain 3D plugin for those that are curious. I'm going to use this tool, and I'm going to make a game that will not be ever playable again in the web. Not no game ever, but this game will never again be playable in the web. Old iterations were just a flat rectangle in the ground with a couple instance trees, and it was still performing so terribly that it was barely working in the web. And I was trying to make it so it could work in the web because I thought if I can get it to work in the web, then I don't have to compete as much with other games because they don't work in the web. But it's not going to look as good if I don't make it for Windows build. It's not going to have as intense lighting or interesting shaders or a bunch of cute little details that would actually make it beautiful enough that people feel compelled to try it. It's not like you can't make a beautiful game for web. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I couldn't. I'm saying I was preventing myself from making a beautiful game by forcing it to be in the web. And sorry, I have to hold Carrot because she keeps wanting to pace, and it's getting picked up on the mic. And so I just thought it was easier to hang on to her for this recording, so that she's now squirming because she wants to start pacing again. Yeah, you do. She loves making noise and stuff, just puppy things. Anyway, the point is, I found a flaw in my thinking. I found that I was basically not fully committing to my game because of this, and I was trying to just not fully compete because of this. And now that I've recognized it, I can overcome it. I'm really excited to. I've started adding more things to my game, more shaders, adding more textures. Textures were like a huge thing that I always like kept out of my games because textures take up a lot of space, and web games are very limited in how large they can be, especially for itch.io, which I use. There's a limitation to how much space the game can take up, so I was always trying to make the smallest one possible. And so not really using textures or using very limited textures. And now I'm just like, let's add some textures and make some really cool ground terrains and make it look really interesting and compelling. And I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff with volumetric fogs and lighting. Overall, I'm super excited. I'm just generally hype about this, which is why I have like it's showing in the background a little bit on my screen, because I'm really excited about the thing I'm making. And yeah, I feel like committing to it, going all in. It's scary. Like, I would say in the same vein, being willing to make a game that takes longer is going all in on it. Making a game that you don't have to finish in a month, but that you can take your time with and make really interesting and beautiful and have depth and content, that's a game people are gonna like more, regardless, anything else aside. And you kind of have to invest in yourself to make it. And I'm ready to do that. So yeah, that's me. That's what I'm up to today. That's my update. And I will talk to you later.